Khamzat's a freak, man.
How about,
especially at 170.
Dude, but he can't make the weight. He's too unreliable.
He just needs to be a little bit more disciplined. Bro, 170, he's almost unstoppable. Even when Gilbert caught him on the noggin multiple times and dropped him, remember?
Whitaker's going to get him. Hey, don't sleep on him. Khamzat's extremely talented, extremely strong. He can shock anyone.
So it's hard, but he's facing Khamzat. You know, Khamzat is very hard in the first or second round, so I think he can get it done real fast. But all the way, if not done real fast, I think Dricus, you're gonna make him have a hard night. So I'll go Khamzat.
This guy has some issues that he looks like a nice guy, but he's kind of psychopathic.
Oh, he's just full psychopath. Full psychopath.
You think he's a rising star?
Oh yeah, I mean, he just beat Gilbert Burns.
Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any updates. Let's get into what everyone's been saying. As UFC 319 approaches, several top MMA figures have spoken out with their final thoughts on the matchup between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis. Kamaru Usman weighed in on the middleweight scene and reminded fans not to underestimate Chimaev. He mentioned that prior to Chimaev's bout against Robert Whitaker, many questioned if Khamzat truly belonged among the elite, but his dominant performance ended those doubts and proved how dangerous he can be. Usman also praised du Plessis, acknowledging that the current champion earned his position by defeating 3 former title holders. He underlined that, regardless of public opinion, anyone who steps into the octagon deserves respect for their bravery and dedication.
185. Listen, I told you guys, don't sleep on Khamzat. When he was fighting Robert Whitaker, everyone said, oh yeah, Whitaker's gonna get him. Hey, don't sleep on him. Khamzat's extremely talented, extremely strong. He can shock anyone. But Dricus du Plessis, you can't sleep on him as well. He's the champion for a reason, taking out 3 champions back to back to back. So, hey, respect to all those guys. I respect every one of these fighters. You know, I know people at home were spectators and were fans, and they like to just kind of talk, oh, he had a bad performance, he had a boring one. But hey, you have to respect each and every one of these guys that's willing to get in here, you know, in little bitty gloves and damn near underwear and bare their soul in here. So you have to respect that.
Reinier de Ridder voiced concern that Dricus du Plessis isn't getting the appreciation he deserves ahead of this fight with Chimaev. He explained that du Plessis might appear awkward or rough around the edges at times, but despite that, he consistently finds a way to win. De Ridder highlighted du Plessis' ability to grow stronger as a fight progresses, saying that even if the early rounds don't go his way, he adjusts fast and brings relentless pressure that often turns the tide. This ability to push harder in the later rounds, de Ridder noted, makes Dricus a seriously underrated threat.
I think a lot of people are underestimating Dricus right now. If you look at like fights they've had, it looks a bit sloppy when Dricus fights, but he always gets them. He gets better as longer as the rounds go on.
He also shared his belief that du Plessis can survive Chimaev's early blitz. If Dricus makes it through the opening rounds without taking major damage, de Ridder believes the momentum could shift. He sees a realistic chance of du Plessis taking over in the championship rounds, potentially even scoring a late finish. Still, he acknowledged that anything can happen once both fighters are inside the cage.
Can pull the win out, maybe a late finish, 4th or 5th round, but we'll see.
Ariel Helwani also shared his view, predicting that du Plessis will adapt as the fight unfolds. He said du Plessis may purposely let the bout enter the later stages, using that time to read Chimaev's strategy and make adjustments. Though Helwani admitted the early exchanges could be tough, he expressed confidence that du Plessis has the tools to survive the pressure and find his rhythm as the rounds go on.
I think he takes him to deep water and he figures it out, and I think it's like a learning lesson for him and all this stuff.
Luke Rockhold gave his take as well, saying that what really decides a fight isn't always clean technique. It's often about grit and willpower. On Chimaev, Rockhold acknowledged the intensity and relentless pace, but said if Khamzat doesn't impose his wrestling early, the fight could start slipping away. He suggested that if the bout drags into later rounds, Dricus could flip the script, especially since he's proven he performs well under pressure.
There's against Khamzat.
I think Khamzat is a go for broke kind of guy. Khamzat, if he can't out wrestle you, he can't control you in that fierce state of direction of what he does. You know, I think he'll break. Khamzat will get him if he'll get him, but if he can't get him, it's going to be a hard 3rd, 4th, and 5th round.
Right.
I think that's going to be all Dricus.
So if it goes into the championship rounds, you like the champ?
Yeah, 100%.
Kaio Borralho also commented, admitting this is one of the most unpredictable matchups in the division. He said du Plessis tends to prove him wrong, even in fights where most doubt him. However, Kaio highlighted Chimaev's explosive style and early power as real dangers. If the fight ends quickly, he sees Chimaev as the likely winner, but if it turns into a drawn-out war, he believes du Plessis will start to take control.
So it's hard, but he's facing Khamzat. You know, Khamzat is very hard in the first or second round. So I think he can get it done real fast. But all the way, if not done real fast, I think Dricus, you're gonna make him have a hard night. So I'll go Khamzat. Maybe Dricus will shut my mouth again, but I'll go Khamzat.
Alexander Gustafsson praised Khamzat's wrestling and grappling, calling it a huge advantage. He noted that although Chimaev may not appear as big or muscular as du Plessis, he still matches up well physically. Gustafsson believes there's a serious gap between them when it comes to grappling skills, and that this edge could be the deciding factor.
How strong is he? Because I've seen like he's a good training partner for you.
Yeah, no, he's very natural, strong, you know, and he has very strong genes, and he just comes with raw power, you know. All his power just comes from nature, you know.
Just natural.
Right? Natural, yeah. So guys, to get the full All-Stars experience.
Chael Sonnen also gave his perspective, stressing that this fight won't be easy for either man. He mentioned that du Plessis is a lot harder to take down and control than people assume. No one's ever truly dominated him in the grappling department.
Go out and take him down, yes, true. And then you got to hold him there once you do it. Oh, and by the way, nobody else has taken down and held Dricus there. Like, this fight is starting to look different. The entire division is starting to look different. There's never been a time that 185 pounds has had such a spotlight on it. I'm watching this guy, Kaio Borralho, myself. I'm thinking this guy might quietly be the real assassin of that division, but that's not easy to say. I think Bo Nickel go all the way to the top. And I think that de Ridder is greatly underrated. And I don't think Sean Strickland is ready to move on just yet. Like, 185 is a really exciting proposition.
Chael admitted that Chimaev is the favorite heading in and said he'd probably lean towards picking him. Still, he raised questions about how long Chimaev can maintain control once the fight starts. According to Sonnen, the opening round is going to be key. If Chimaev secures an early takedown and sets the tone, du Plessis could be in trouble. But if Dricus defends well early, Chael thinks the momentum could shift his way as the fight goes deeper.
Him to be. But I also feel as though if I were predicting this today, I would lean Chimaev. As long as you didn't ask me a follow-up question. Like if I told you, hey, I think Chimaev's going to beat Dricus. Okay, great. If we all get up and walk out of the room, we're fine. The problem is if you're going to ask me how. How is he going to beat him? Because I am not fully confident that Chimaev can take him down at will. I'm not fully confident he can keep him there. We're going to know in the very first round. If Dricus gets taken down in the first round, things are going to unravel very quickly. But if he can defend a takedown for the entire first 5 minutes, it's only going to get easier to stay on your feet after that. It's an exciting match. I would expect Chimaev to be the favorite. And he is.
Coach Eric Nixick spoke about du Plessis as well, calling him a respectful and hard-working athlete. He highlighted how Dricus has evolved since his fight with Brad, saying that progress led him to the title. While some might call his style strange, Nixick clarified that there's a method behind it. According to him, du Plessis uses unorthodox timing and pressure to throw off opponents and break their rhythm.
The storm, the first 2 rounds, and then start taking off the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th. What do you think?
I do too. I've studied DDP a bunch. Super respectful, nice guy. He's very well coached. Just his overall development, he's jumped leaps and bounds in between that Brad fight to now being world champion. People think it looks erratic, but it's not. It's very calculated what he's trying to do. It's a lot of those same reps that he does, but there's a motion to him that's kind of hard to gather rhythm. How do you eliminate all that? Take the guy down, put him on his back.
Darren Till didn't hold back either. He admitted he's not a fan of du Plessis' chaotic style and finds it frustrating that he keeps winning with it. But Till also said he respects him as a fighter and wouldn't make the mistake of counting him out. That said, his loyalty lies with Khamzat, no question.
With respect, I'm never going to look past Dricus because he trains hard, he's super dedicated, he's super strong, and he's got that awkward style that doesn't make any sense. I think Khamzat will beat him inside the 2 rounds. I really do believe that. But look, Khamzat knows. I was speaking to Khamzat on the FaceTime the other day because I'm meant to be going out to Dubai to help with the camp. Khamzat knows it's a tough fight, but, you know, Khamzat saying he's like a beast. I do think Khamzat gets it in 2 rounds done.
Joe Rogan shared his thoughts on Chimaev too. He called him an incredible fighter, especially in the welterweight division. But Rogan also brought up Chimaev's weight issues, describing him as undisciplined at times when it comes to making 170. Regardless, he praised Chimaev's toughness, especially during his battle with Gilbert Burns. Rogan remembered how Chimaev took heavy shots, even got dropped, but never stopped pushing forward. That kind of heart, Rogan said, makes Khamzat extremely tough to deal with.
Khamzat's a freak, man. Especially at 170.
Dude, but he can't make the weight. He's too unreliable.
He just needs to be a little bit more disciplined. Bro, 170, he's almost unstoppable. Even when Gilbert caught him on the noggin multiple times and dropped him, remember?
Yep.
Still kept going.
Still
like that
won,
guy
yeah.
never stopped coming.
He added that Khamzat is a real killer, dangerous and scary in every sense. Rogan said Chimaev is big, skilled, and even joked that he feels uneasy at home thinking about him. He called Khamzat a destroyer, someone who steps into the cage looking to break his opponents apart.
Terrifying. He's really good. He's
yeah.
really good and really big.
I get scared at home.
You should be.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it is.
Yeah. Khamzat's a murderer. I mean, when he gets into that octagon, he's seek and destroy. He's a dangerous man.
During a conversation with Joe Rogan, Mike Tyson also chimed in. Rogan mentioned that in Chimaev's first real test, he absorbed over 100 strikes, something very different from his earlier fights where he barely got touched. Tyson talked about the fearlessness of Chechen culture, even saying they wrestle bears. He shared that he'd visited the region and saw how that tough environment shaped Khamzat's mindset and resilience.
Fights that he's had 4 wins, he's been hit twice. And that's not 4 wins, he was hit twice. In this fight, he was hit like 119 times or something crazy. It was an amazing fight.
Listen, didn't we just read about the Chetnians?
Yeah,
what
we
kind
just
of
did.
mentality they are?
Tough
That's
people,
their
man.
mentality too.
Yeah.
And you know what they do for entertainment? They wrestle bears and they no, listen. I've been there, I traveled, I stayed there, I've been there. I know the president ran them.
Tyson went even deeper, saying that while Chimaev seems nice on the outside, there's something more sinister beneath. He called him a full-blown psychopath inside the octagon, someone with real issues but undeniable skill. In Tyson's view, Chimaev is a rising force, combining savage aggression with elite ability.
A psychopath.
Oh, he's a full psychopath. Full psychopath.
You think he's a rising star?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he just beat Gilbert Burns.
John Wood threw his support behind Du Plessis, saying he believes the champ will come out on top. He sees this as a high-stakes competitive matchup, but believes Dricus' awkward style, strength, and raw power give him the edge. Wood dismissed any concerns about Du Plessis' gas tank, saying those days are long gone. He's confident Dricus can weather the early storm from Chimaev and come back strong, even predicting a finish later in the fight.
Go with Dricus on this one. I'm going to go with Dricus in a gritty, dirty, nasty fight. He's going to have a rough couple rounds. But I think he's going to stick around. I don't think he's an easy guy to finish. It's an awkward style. He's strong. He's big. You know, cardio issues I don't think are a thing anymore. I think that he is going to get deep into that fight, and I think he finishes him.
So, what's your prediction? Are you backing Khamzat or Dricus? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss a future breakdown.